Let me tell you the story of World War I. You may know how it started, but not how it begun. We learn about many factors with no true explanation, and they say it was caused by one assassination of one archduke in just one location. But how could one death cause war in so many nations? They say it all began with a small infraction. The death of one man caused a chain reaction. But what's this chain reaction? What happened next? What were the events that followed this archduke's death? And how did it result in the war to end all wars? And was it really caused by one death or something more? Did the death lead to this, which then led to that, which led to more of this and then a full-fledged attack? And thanks to one assassination, everything connects like a ripple in a pond. It's the butterfly effect. Our story begins in 1914, when Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie were traveling on a state visit in Bosnia. And Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke of Austria, traveled to Sarajevo to inspect his troops, but he was stopped in his way by Serbian disputes. A Serbian nationalist, Gavrilo Princip, wasn't too fond of Ferdinand, his wife, or his trip, so he took his shots. Didn't need to advance. From point blank range, the Archduke stood no chance, and the two dropped dead on June 28th. If only Princip knew the conflict it would create. Austria wasn't forgiving, and they weren't peaceful either. They took action to avenge the death of their Archduke and leader. So on July the 28th, 1 month later, a war began between the two neighbors. Austria was furious with the loss of their highness, supported by Germany in the Dual Alliance, which had been formed in 32 years prior, with imperialist intentions and power-hungry desire. Shortly later, Britain, France, and Russia agreed in compliance to team up and regulate the other alliance. They were called the Triple Entente and later named the Allies, while the other group or Central Powers served as their bad guys. Austria wanted revenge, with Germany at their side, so Germany helped out by attacking Serbia's allies. They declared war on Russia, then invaded France, plowing through Belgium as a way to advance. Britain promised to defend Belgium in the Treaty of London. After much hesitation, Britain stepped in and helped them. Belgium's ports were close to Britain, making them an asset, so German control of the ports made them even more of a threat. So Britain declared on Germany what they'd been asking for, and the Allies and Central Powers were officially at war. So a dispute in Austria and Serbia quickly escalated. By attacking each other's allies, the conflict inflated, and two large enemies in Europe were clearly defined, with global powerhouses involved in each side. It's no wonder it was the greatest war the world had ever seen, with so many alliances. If our friends aren't friends, we're enemies. So whether Ferdinand's death really caused the war is up to interpretation. No one knows for sure. Raw materials had value in the Industrial Revolution, and conquering more land, imperialism was the solution. So every European nation wanted more to acquire resources: oil, rubber, iron, and coal. Not to mention in the 19th century, nationalism was eminent. Cultures want to be free. It was nationalism in the first place that caused the Serbian man to desire independence and kill Franz Ferdinand. Beginning in 1910, the military advanced. An arms race was sparked among Britain, Germany, and France. New weaponry was invented all of a sudden. With new strategies, they want to test them on each other. Look, all that I'm trying to say is that a great war was always on its way, and if Ferdinand's death hadn't been right, the European powers would have had another excuse to fight. And even if Ferdinand was never killed in his wagon, World War I was always bound to happen.